Hi, Mike. What would be your choice of residence other than Rojas City? Oh, Reg. I still tell people Iloilo, obviously. It depends what you're looking for, Reg. And you just pay $20, so you can ask me anything you want. But if you can give me more information, I'd give you definitely a lot of places. Because, like, yeah, whatever you're looking for really changes everything. I loved Peng Lao, right, in Bohol. Doesn't have an SM or a Robinson or anything like that, so no big malls. And so you have to go all the way back to Cebu, and then you can have everything you want. And yeah, like, I need to kind of know more. But if you don't have Super Chat, you can just put it in the chat, and I will definitely give you whatever based on what you're looking for. You want the beach life like I have, or you like quieter, you like city, you want conveniences, you want provinces, the best place for all the single girls or something. You can ask whatever, and then I'll tell you all the greatest places. He's reading his morning paper already.
This is the copy of the executive order.
Exactly. So there's big changes to the visas that are available here in the Philippines now all of a sudden. Literally happened, yesterday, right? Yesterday. And it's a big deal for a lot of people. And I think the best person in the world to tell you about it is JR here. JR, I've known him, how long have we known him? 2 years?
2 years,
Yeah, at least 2 years. And he is the guy I send to everybody because people are like, ask all these questions about visas or, how much money do I have to put into a condo? How much do I have to do this? Does this qualify that? This is the guy, okay? And I highly recommend him all the time to people, and no one has been disappointed, which is a really rare thing, okay? So that's his Facebook. I put it down in the corner here, but he's going to tell you guys all about this new big news about visas here in the Philippines. And it can be a game changer for a lot of people.
Yeah, it can be. However, we just need to understand right now to your viewers especially regarding about the conditions, because there are several conditions right now.
Well, tell them what the visa is first.
This is what we call the digital nomad visa. So this has actually been on the pipeline for approval, and 2 days ago, that is exactly around 24th of April, it was approved by our president. And here I got a copy in a general circulation of the visa, because normally once there will be an approval by the president in the Philippines, it will be posted on a general circulation for the information to be disseminated. And then right after that, the implementing guidelines will follow. So yeah, I just wanted you to really have a brief overview of the conditions. I just read it because there are actually like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 conditions. So the first one would be 18 years old and above. Yeah, that's okay.
Pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious. It's self-explanatory. Show proof of remote work using the digital technology. That's probably on the documentation side. Proof of sufficient income which is generated outside the Philippines. So that's another gray area that we need to figure out in the next 30 days so that you'll have your proper guidelines from the authorities. There's another one, proof of no criminal record. That's self-explanatory as well. And one thing that I actually like, the next two is actually this is the thing that we wanted to verify later on, because there is actually must have a health insurance with a valid period of the DNB. So DNB stands for the Digital Nomad Visa. So how much would that insurance be? What will be the coverage? How much will be the premium? That is yet to be figured out. And the second one especially must be a national of the country that offers DNVs to Filipinos, and where the Philippines has a foreign service post or consulate offices. So this is still something that we need to figure out. I know you guys, you're being really excited about this digital nomad visa because this is something that other countries has already been doing. But right now, we just need to go on the facts so that you can actually apply or do it properly. And it's very important here, especially in the Philippines. This is how we do things here. And also, the second to the last would be must not pose a threat to the internal or external security of the Philippines. That's self-explanatory. And last one would be must not be employed in the Philippines. So
Yeah,
technically,
exactly.
these are remote works. And there will be three more that I would like to highlight. Um, it states here that within 30 days from the effectivity of the order, which the order was signed 24th of April, the DFA, in coordination with the Department of Justice, Department of Tourism, Bureau of, Bureau of Immigration, and Bureau of Internal Revenue, shall issue the necessary guidelines for the effective implementation of this order. So the guidelines will still be out in the next 30 days, which shall include, among others, the procedures of issuing, renewing, and revocation of the DNV or Digital Nomad Visas. Also, this is also one of the highlights of the general provision. The visa will be valid for about a year and can be renewable. So those are things that...
But renewable only for up to 1 more year, correct?
Yeah, 1 more year. Yeah.
And then it might be like the tourist visa where you just have to bounce out and then you just come back in and you can start it over again. Or apply for a tourist visa
Yeah.
for 30 days and then switch back over.
Yeah, sure.
That's what happens here in the Philippines because at the end of the day, if they have no reason to not allow you to keep going,
Sure.
they will let you. What he was saying though, the most important thing in this whole thing, because most of it is expected, I think, right?
yes.
No criminal record, all that stuff. It's obviously expected. Is that you must have a reciprocal type of visa in your country. So Canada has already been yesed. They've already said, yes, Canada has a 6-month work visa for visitors from the Philippines. And so that automatically caught them qualified. Sorry, Laura's going to yell at me. That's your new friend. Hello, friend. Bonjour. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, but get this, though. But the United States, Australia, and the UK do not have a reciprocal type of visa. Many, many countries around the world do, where they allow them, remote workers and stuff like that, to go to, for Filipinos to go to their countries, like Japan and other Asian countries, stuff like that. I know European Union, all that kind of stuff. But the United States, Australia, and UK, the 3 biggest, I think, for when it comes to digital nomads, especially in Bali and all these places, the people that have remote work, you would think those countries would probably have the largest amount of population. So maybe it'd apply pressure on those countries. I don't see a threat to other countries because every country in the world loves having Filipinos, Filipino workers, tremendously, right? And it's not like you have to give a digital nomad visa. You just have to give employment opportunities easily with a visa to Filipinos, and you automatically would get into this.
Yeah.
That's essentially all the government wants is they want success for their people. So we'll see what happens. Like you said, 30 days, right?
Yeah.
But in 30 days, do I see the U.S. government and the UK government and the Australian government changing? I don't. So, unfortunately, unless you're Canadian or, like I said, European Union type stuff and everything, it may not happen for you right away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or it'll be one of those things when you apply, they just kind of decide. Because think about it, if somebody's making great money online, they might still allow it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
There's still a lot of options here.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a lot of things up in the air.
if it's too tedious for you to apply for the DNB because this is still in the initial implementation stage, you can still have the tourist visa and have it extended.
Right.
Because there might be differences in terms of requirements right now. Like for example, the 13A spousal visa. When you apply in the Philippine consulate offices, because that you have that option, they require a requirement of the income capacity. Here we don't do that.
Right.
So the basic requirements here in the Philippines is the NBI clearance, your PSA marriage certificate. It does not include any income requirement. Also, I've seen one. There is a medical requirement as well. So that is something that it's not required here.
Now, when you were saying it before, hello guys.
Good morning.
Good
Hi,
morning. They just came in yesterday. They're visiting from. They're Dutch. So.
Saw them last night.
Yeah. Anyway, so when it comes to the other visas, what is the health insurance amount that is required?
There's no requirement.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So if somebody has an SRV, you don't need health insurance. If you want any other visa, there's no health insurance.
No. It's not
That's crazy. Most countries require it.
it's not forming part of the requirement.
Wow. Okay.
The one with the SRV is the medical check upon application because they wanted to figure out if the applicant has a contagious disease. Of course, no country would like to
No, of course.
have someone in their country and spread the disease.
Wow.
But health insurance is does not forming part of the
So it's
requirement.
really easy, to be honest, because you think, yeah, people are retiring. You think they want to make sure they have health insurance, but okay. Very interesting. Okay, so what do you say about how difficult are visas as a whole to get granted in the Philippines? What's the easiest visa and what's the hardest visa?
Okay, the visa approval is okay. Doing it is another story.
Well, that's why you have you. But is there any visas that often get they have a higher percentage of declining?
Right now, the working visa.
The working visas
Yeah,
are getting
because-
declined
yeah,
quickly.
because it was scrutinized very tediously right now because of it was triggered with the online gaming.
Okay.
And then the DOJ comes into play. DOLE have made some changes on their alien employment permit, so on and so forth. But right now, those visas are being scrutinized really strict
Right.
this time.
Now I know a lot of resorts here. They will hire like a French chef or something like that, right? Because they and then they say it's because they're attracting, foreign customers that have
yes.
an expectation of different cuisines or something like that,
Exactly,
right?
yes. Yeah.
Have you run into anything like that? Have you done any foreign cooks?
Yeah, we have foreign cooks. Yes.
And have they been declined? The ones that you've done?
One application had been approved, one is declined because it would also be because the context of the working visa is they're actually giving that opportunity to the Filipino workers,
Right.
but they can only allow so much workers in that particular company. However, if that particular chef is the owner, there could be another route for that. So instead of you
okay.
applying for the
Well, you
working
can't.
visa,
Can't own though a restaurant.
corporation set it up by a corporation.
No, can't even own 1% of a retail business unless it's 25 million peso investment.
Because there was actually a client of ours. There's actually there into an Indian cuisine. They set up the corporation and
we have
hired
in town.
they hired Indian
Yeah,
and they set it up a corporation.
but the company, like if you look, retail businesses cannot be owned by foreigners unless an investment is 25 million pesos. Now their wife can own it.
Yeah,
And maybe
so-
that's how they were talking about. Maybe he didn't specifically own it,
yes.
and there may be a corporation, but he can't even own 1%. Like I have to do this under a trust. It was the
Yeah.
only way. I couldn't own 1%,
Yeah.
even with a company. So maybe it was something like that because, a lot of people, there's plenty of foreign-owned businesses that the owner is clearly cooking, clearly working, but I know they don't have work permits, right? They're here on their retirement visa or whatever. And so when you get your retirement visa or you're married or whatever, and you get your 13A, right? Doesn't that allow you to do work?
It will allow you to work once you're married to a Filipina, and then you just need to get an exemption from the labor department.
Right. So if your wife owns a restaurant, you would just be like, I'm working with my wife.
Yeah.
And they more likely than not will approve that?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. And do they actually look at, are they employing a lot of Filipinos in there? Okay, well then clearly
Yes,
they're
yes,
filling the positions
Yes, correct.
with Filipinos.
It's more on the necessity side. Is this really required or this is really needed?
Right.
And sometimes the positioning, especially we're talking about restaurants, like specifically Indian.
We're going, so your data is
Okay. Thank you very much. Au revoir. Au revoir. Merci beaucoup.
Bye guys.
They're from France, so.
Nice.
Anyway, so that's interesting because a lot of people write me and they're like, "Oh no, I want to work like at the Canadian Beaver as a chef," and I'm like, number one, I can't afford you, and number two, there's no way they'll approve this. This is no way gourmet food. They're just, and I'm not a big enough company. I believe the company has to be quite large, or no? Unless you're working for your wife's.
There might be a probability that it will be there's a requirement for that, capital requirement.
Yeah, like 14, 15 people, I think, or something. Because I'm at officially 10. We have some part-timers. I employ about 14 people in the Philippines, but, between our house and our farm and everything, right? It's not just here. So I want to get to this, though. I never, ever miss out on these super chats here. Is it best to acquire a spousal visa before or after you arrive in the Philippines?
Visa processing outside the country is faster.
Yes.
That's one.
Even for Filipinos, by the way, for their they want to get dual and all that, it's 3 months in Canada or it's like 8 months here or something, right?
6
I
to
don't
8.
understand, but I guess the embassies have less to do.
Okay, and when you arrive here, the only downside when you actually apply it before you come to the Philippines, because there are consulate offices that can accommodate that. Number one, let's talk about the advantages first. One, it will be processed faster. But the cons are there might be additional documents like the one that I mentioned earlier, the income requirement and the health requirement, and possibly the health insurance requirement. That could be a requirement that is being required when you process it in the consulate offices. Number two, the consulate offices, bear it in mind that they cannot issue a CRI card.
Right.
So it is very important to know that once you have been granted with a visa, and then when you come to the Philippines, you need to process your ACRI card because only immigration in the Philippines can only issue ACRI card.
Okay.
So the reason why I didn't answer that in yes or no, because it will be case-to-case basis.
Sure. Some offices will be busier than others too.
Yes,
And
sure.
therefore, obviously, it won't be as fast.
Yeah.
But I do know, like, from the people that I've met here at the bar, they're like, oh, what are you talking about? It only takes 3 months. And I was like, where did you do it? Ottawa. So I know in Canada, it seems to be much quicker, 3
Yes,
months,
yes.
where other people, for dual citizens, like Filipino-born people that have lost their citizenship, getting it back, they're about 3 months there, but they're 8 months here, a year here.
Yeah.
So it kind of really
So
does
here,
depend.
requirements are simple, but the processing time will take you long.
Right.
So he
Now-
can probably answer that question.
But I do recall, though, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, that if you're here and you have a visa in process, you're not expected to do anything while it's in process,
Yes, correct.
right? So
Yes.
you don't have to go and get a tourist visa and renew and all this stuff until they decide on it. You get to stay here
You got to stay
while
here.
you're in progress.
Yes.
Right. So you don't have to go off and get new visas or anything like that. As long as it's an application, you're safe.
Okay. You are when you lodge your application to the immigration office, you need to be here. While you're waiting for the application, you need to make sure that your tourist visa is valid. Okay, you need to.
Well, sorry guys. I heard the video is frozen. Hang on, sorry, the video is frozen for a second, guys. We're coming back. I have good enough signal to keep the video running. I know that. I'm just going to wait for the comments for you guys to say the video is good. Oh, I think we're good. Okay. I can see it on our TV now. Okay, so let's get back to it. Sorry about that.
No worries.
What about this extended courtesy visa? What is that?
It's actually the retirement visa or the SRV.
Oh, that's what it's called. Okay.
Yeah. So it's
What's
actually,
extended mean?
extended means you are in a special category that you have served the U.S. military.
Ah, yes. Very cheap, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,400.
Yeah, why don't you tell everybody so how much money do you have to make a month to get an SR visa without military? Walk your way down what's possible.
Okay. Retirement visa or SRV comes with the basic category, the classic. Your visa deposit requirement would be 20 grand, 20,000 US dollars. Application fee would be 1760 USD. And then reoccurring fees or annual fees would be 360.
But you must have a minimum of, that's no pension at all.
No pension at all.
No pension requirement, so you could technically be working online.
Yeah.
That's what most people were doing. Now there's an official visa for that, but technically you could have that if you're 50 plus. They got rid of the 35 plus after the pandemic, correct?
Yeah.
Now then, because I know people they'd only pay $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
And so what's the requirement on that?
So after the classic, that's without pension because I bump into a question like, hey JR, can I still apply even if I don't have a pension? Yes, you can still apply. You go to the basic classic category. 50 years old and above, then go for that. Once you actually have a pension of at least 800 US dollars a month, if you're receiving, upon application, the visa deposit requirement will go down from 20,000 to 10,000 US dollars.
Wow,
That
there
is
you go.
where the second category is. That's classic with pension. 10,000, it will stay in the bank, it will stay there, and it will be refunded or returned to you once you cancel the visa for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
Yeah, you leave the country or whatever.
Leave the country,
Now,
get married.
I was just gonna say, if you get married, that's another way. A lot of people are like, yeah, but that means you lost your money forever. If you get married, and then you go, oh, screw this, I want my money back. You can just fly out of the country, come back as a balikbayan, and therefore give me my money back.
That can be an option, though.
Because I'm balikbayan now. Right, but I just did it for now because I don't want to rush into getting married and all these things. Like that could be one of the things.
Sure, sure.
Interesting. So what is a 9A?
9A is actually the Philippine tourist visa, basically.
Okay, and
Yeah.
then there's a G.
9G is working visa.
Okay.
So there are actually two major classifications of visas in the Philippines. Oh, not enough.
Oh, that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. Reload this. I hope it didn't change anything. May the beaver be with you. Yes.
Nice.
Let's hope that worked.
Food here is great.
Yeah, he ate here last night, by the way. And it's my fault because he did message me at 1 o'clock, but I have so many Facebook accounts that if I'm in the wrong one, I don't get the notification sometimes. So, and I was very busy. I meant to put out another video, but this is going to go away, guys. It'll come right back, that white box. But then I needed more footage to make it better. So there'll be better stuff coming later. Oh, I see this.
It's one of the best burgers that I tasted.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. So anyway, I'm glad we still ran into him because I came back because a couple other subscribers came from different parts of the world and they had said, can Michael come here? So I was like, okay, I'll finish the video tomorrow. Anyway, so I hope you guys appreciate that. Usually you have to pay for this man's time. So this is your moment, okay? And that is his Facebook page there. Contact him. He can help you get any kind of visa you want or just figuring out questions of what your options will be, that kind of thing. What's Balikbayan visa? There you go.
Oh, Balikbayan visa is a visa that is given to on AO408 countries classified. Like if you're from the US, you can actually check the list. If your nationality,
Most Western countries.
Most Western countries, yes. And when you arrive in the Philippines together with your Filipino spouse, you will be given 1 year without fee. That's the Balikbayan visa.
Okay. And all you have to do, so if you're already here and you get married, you guys have to leave to get it, right? You have to fly out of the country and then fly back in.
Not necessarily.
Okay,
when you
good,
fly
good.
out, yeah.
Oh,
But-
you don't have to leave together.
Okay, the context of the Balikbayan visa is upon entry. So that is
Okay.
where the Balikbayan
But if you come
visa-
here single, marry a girl, how do you start the Balikbayan visa?
you cannot start the Balikbayan
You have to
visa.
leave together.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So the two of you can go to the cheapest destination out of the country, Hong Kong, whatever the cheapest flight is.
Go to Korea.
Yeah,
Filipinas love that.
Well, yeah, there you go. There's your honeymoon. And then you fly back and then you tell them that you're married, show your marriage certificate, and they will stamp you 1 year each. Right? Well, not her. She doesn't need a stamp. But you will get a 1 year stamp. No visas required. Don't have to go to anywhere. So that's the key, though. You have to leave. And then at the end before the end of the year, you have to leave. So you leave together. If you don't leave together, you're not going to get Balikbayan coming back.
Correct.
Right? You leave together, go do a vacation again, come back in. So that's why I tell a lot of people who are like, oh, but the fees of this or that. And I'm like, listen, the fees that you're going to spend on these tourist visas, you can take a vacation once a year.
True.
Right?
I would
Like
agree.
a cheap vacation. You can go to Kuala Lumpur or something.
Yeah.
Malaysia is quite cheap.
Yeah.
So you could go there and spend it's about the same amount of money as the visas once a year and come back.
Do an once a year honeymoon.
There you go. Once a year honeymoon, exactly. What if you work in IT and work remotely? So if you were already working remotely, that's what we were talking about just recently, that the government has just put out an executive order giving 30 days for them to put out the requirements. But the president laid out his own requirements for a brand new digital nomad visa. So if you go rewind this live, you will see where he told you all of the specifications, what's going to be required. And so within the next 30 to 60 days, you'll be able to get this digital nomad visa.
Sure.
And you can work remotely here. And guess what? It's tax-free in this country. You just can't make a nickel from this country. That's the key. Right? You don't get paid by a Filipino company, and you're not being paid in the Philippines. So
Correct, yes.
you can't work remotely for a company and they're paying, oh, we'll just pay you out of our BGC office. No, if they do that, you're screwed. You definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tax free. So if you're home country, if you're American, you're always screwed anyway, because the IRS always gets their cut. Where other countries, if you're not a resident for an X amount of period of time and you've filed your final tax return, that's it, you're good. And so you can literally live tax free if you have a digital nomad visa somewhere. So there are different options there. I've told this before to people. I know people here that have, they pay taxes through their businesses they have in the Philippines.
Yeah, that's what the business tax is.
Right? The business got to pay taxes anyway. But they aren't a resident here or anywhere, and they spend 3 months here, 3 months in Guam, 3 months in Switzerland, 3 months in Germany, and they just keep doing it. And they're like, for 35 years now, I've never been a resident of anywhere. And that way he's like, I don't have to pay taxes anywhere in the world because he's not American. If he's American, the IRS, they don't care. And I believe France is going to be doing that too.
Oh, wow.
I read that recently, that they're going to do the same situation where they're going to go, okay, how much tax do you pay in that country? How much difference would you pay if you were in France? We want the cut, and that's what America does.
Oh, wow. So yeah, at the end of the day, going back to the digital nomad visa, if it's relatively a very new visa for us. Then in the Philippines, on how we do things, there are birth pains. So don't rush things out. Wait for the official guidelines, because that will be our basis right now if there will be differences on the execution.
Yeah.
Like, take a look at this. One of my experience when I actually go into a place, I will not mention the place, the same place, probably like 5 meters away. I ask the same question, I get 2 different answers. But how would you mitigate that? So the facts on the ground, the implementing guidelines would be your equalizer.
Yeah.
Because that will be your basis. So that's how it's done here. And you have a lot of options, like you still have the tourist visa, you can stay here up to 3 years, you can play around with that. And I know people who are doing remote work who are still on tourist visa.
Oh yeah, of course, because they didn't have a digital nomad visa, and also like 90% of Siargao.
Yeah.
Right, they people literally sell ice cream, and all over Facebook. Everybody know Ice Cream Barbie or whatever her name is, and it's blatant. She's working here. She's blatantly making money, and she's got millions of views on everything she does. She's scooping ice cream, which nobody can say a Filipino can't do that job, right? But in Siargao, the government's not going to do anything about that because that's their bread and butter, right?
Yeah.
And she's bringing tons of people, so they're going to be like, So there's always that, you never know, it's not probably going to be enforced. Somebody else had mentioned here, also the multiple entry. So the digital nomad visa has also multiple entry.
Yes.
You can go in and out,
Correct.
you don't need any paperwork.
Yeah.
A visitor visa, however, you start over. So you come here and you were like up to now you can renew every 2 months at a time, you leave, boom, you're back to the 30-day again. So there is a downfall to the tourist visa, plus it's expensive, right? It's the most expensive visa you're going to have, right? Well, think about it, if you do all the fees.
Roughly the cost of
Because the ACR cards, the renewals of the ACR cards, and...
Roughly without the return ticket, that would be 400 to 500 US a year.
Right. So out of all the visas, it's still the most expensive then,
Oh, well.
right? Because if you're here 10 years,
Sure.
right? I guess our SRRV is still expensive. What am I saying? But, no, the registration fee. Because if you don't count your money lost, right, and it's invested, maybe you buy a condo instead, right?
Yeah,
Because you can do that, by the way.
Yeah.
Right?
You can withdraw.
Oh, I was going to ask this, though. This is for my own wondering, because I'm going to be of age and all that stuff to do this type of thing. If you buy a condo before you're 50 here, and then you turn 50, and you're like, I want to use my condo that I bought here in the Philippines at 49, I want to use it for my SRRV visa.
Okay.
Can you? Or do you have to wait, apply, then buy the condo?
No. Apply, put in your 20 grand or 10 grand, and then once...
Into the condo?
No, because the visa deposit requirement is required upfront
Okay.
during application.
And then you prove it.
And then you withdraw it.
Right, you say, no, I have my condo.
No, cannot do that.
Oh?
Yeah.
So how does the condo thing work then?
The condo thing will work after you have your retirement visa.
Okay, so if you have a retirement visa,
Then we will process now the withdrawal of your visa deposit.
Oh, so that's what I mean. You're moving the deposit over to your condo
Yes,
and
correct.
taking your cash out. Okay, so that's good. Good to hear. This one here, if you pay for the retirement visa, is there a minimum time you have to spend in the country every year?
No.
No, you can come and go as you please
Yes.
all the time. You just like a citizen. Well, even better than a citizen because you don't have to justify why you're leaving the country.
Sure.
Now, that's another thing is there easier ways for Filipinos to leave this country without getting asked a billion questions and be put through a bunch of grilling and like 1 hour of meetings at the airport just might miss your flight type thing?
Okay, one of the problems of the country right now is actually human trafficking. So that is why they're very strict with that. And mind you, it's a privilege once a Filipino can actually fly out with other countries because our income capacity here is not that much. So you cannot also blame that. It's more on the proving type of really like, hey, this is my trip, this is my planned trip, I'm with this guy, I'm supported with this guy, this is my income stream, this is my reason to be back. I think that is something that you would just need to prove.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just like being hyped up that hey, it's been like this and like that. And when I travel with our nanny before, just a while ago, we just need to prove that hey, we're going there, this is our purpose, we're coming back, this is our return trip, then I think that's fine. And if you wanted to have an easier exit, don't go to Manila.
Yeah.
Exit with other international airports, like Iloilo is one. That's already an international airport.
Yeah, it's
Davao
and
is
fast
one.
growing into
Yes.
a bigger and bigger one too.
Davao is one. Cebu is one.
Yeah, even Kalibo is still technically one. I think you have one flight left, something like that. It's kind of going the other way in Kalibo. Well, in Cataclan is becoming one.
I think no. They used to be international flights before, but
Cataclan?
Cataclan, yeah.
Isn't it a new airport?
I'm not been updated with Cataclan.
Yeah,
yet.
okay. Yeah, well, I know, where was I? In Pinglao. Pinglao has a few international flights now.
Wow.
So
good to know.
Yeah, well, the most popular places are eventually going to become.
Yeah, Bohol have international flights.
Yeah, that's Bohol.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pinglao
Koreans.
is Bohol. Yeah, exactly.
They
Korea.
have direct flights from South Korea.
Is getting paid from stock investments considered a digital nomad?
I think we need to wait for the guidelines for that.
Well, I saw one Filipino who has a big following on TikTok, and he was like, okay, guys, this is coming out now, and so if you make enough money on social media, and the social media company's not paying you out of this country, that's online work. And he's like, so you guys can go and start your social media accounts and your YouTube accounts and all that and make enough money and come and do that here. So have you heard anything about like the digital? I guess you don't, there is no information yet.
Yeah.
If that would be considered online work.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because right now, the general provision on the executive order that has just been approved is too general.
Yeah.
That's the reason why the Office of the President give a direct mandate to DFA and all these government agencies to have the implementing guidelines. That will be the basis right now on how they do things.
Right.
And I think if there would be a lot of speculations right now, I think we need to pause a little bit and wait for the guidelines.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you know, I was thinking about it, and I was like, how on a social media, you know, some people can say, yeah, I make like $1,000. Oh, we're gonna get this again. I make $1,000 a month, and then they turn around. Sorry, guys, I just got to clear this up here. They turn around and then they have a bad month and they made, you know, $400 and stuff like that. There's no guarantee to an income when you're on social media.
Correct.
You know, depending how long you post and how often you post is going to determine how much money you're going to make.
See you later.
See you later, guys. Thanks again.
Bye, guys.
You want to say hello to everybody? Come on in. Come on in. Wait. Come on in. Here.
Just fast.
Camera's there.
Oh, the camera's over there.
Where are you guys from again?
I'm gonna sit
I'll move
here.
out of the way. You come over here and tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from Holland. This is Mary, my wife.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, guys.
How long you been watching, by the way?
Maybe 1 to 2 years. 2 years, I think. 2 years?
2 years. Oh, sorry. I forgot. I have microphone.
All right, 2 years.
I'll stay close to you. There we go.
Oh, okay, no problem.
So you guys are from Amsterdam? No.
No, Tilburg.
Oh, Tilburg. Oh, yeah.
It's near the border of Belgium.
And guess what? They brought me all kinds of Dutch things, right? They got the bottle opener over there. They've got me the windmill. See the windmill right there?
Nice.
Dutch windmill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna have to go there one day and see the tulips. I've never been. So anyway.
It's nice. Holland is nice. You're always welcome to come to Holland.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
I
That'd
will
be cool.
assist you. I will show you some things.
Nice.
No problem.
Nice. Wait, do I have to wear the wooden shoes though?
Yeah, you have to wear.
Oh.
Sure, you have to wear.
Do they have them in my size?
I think so.
Big.
Yeah, well,
Like-
we have,
well,
we have really
canoes.
big, we have really big ones like this. Huh?
Definitely. So anyway, thank you again, guys. Appreciate it very much.
See you later.
Thank you. See you.
You're here for 3 days, all right?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
3 days.
See you.
Bye.
Tomorrow
Thank
is our last night.
Oh, that was it?
2 nights. We stay already 4 nights.
Oh, you've already been here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. My bad.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Oh.
All right. So
Lovely
anyway,
couple.
let's get back to this. It's kind of late here in Canada. Let's see. You see, is that excuse? I don't even know what all that meant. Sorry, I had to click on something here. But let's get to these because these guys are awesome. Thank you very much, John, for the super chat. $10. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, what are your favorite places to live in the Philippines, by the way? You.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell me your very favorite place to live in the Philippines. If you could live anywhere.
That's a very hard question. Cebu.
Cebu. And
Yeah.
what part of Cebu, though?
I'm still at my age wherein I want everything to be convenient.
Right. So you want to be
Cebu.
an IT park.
City
Kinda.
proper, no, not IT Park. It's too busy.
Okay.
Somewhere a little bit up in the mountains, 15 minutes
Ah.
from IT Park. There's
You have
actually like
little Temple of Leia thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody hasn't been to go to the Temple of Leia, and you'll be like, "What the heck?" This guy was clearly very rich to build that for his passed away wife,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some people here recently, and I gave them a whole list of things to do. But isn't the traffic hell if you live up there? To come in to go and do all the cool things?
It depends. If you have flexible time, then you're good.
Okay.
You can do away with what do you call that on 8 o'clock and 5 o'clock where the traffic is really at its peak.
It's pretty bad when you have to say, "Oh, don't worry, 8 o'clock, it's finally gone."
Yeah.
8 p.m. You can finally leave to go for dinner. Yeah. So for the Balik visa, do you need to provide a fixed address in the Philippines?
Yeah.
So if you come in here with your wife,
You can use the wife's address.
what if she does? Oh, just her family or
Yeah,
something, right? Yeah, just use her family or something. But you could use a hotel, right?
Yeah, a hotel would work.
Yeah. So it's not really a visa, just to let you know.
It's a privilege.
You're just coming in. You're saying we're married, and if they ask, you show your marriage certificate, and then that's it. They just ching 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 ching. There is no visa. It's just instead of a 30-day stamp in your visa,
You got 1 year
it's got a 1 year.
free.
Yeah, it's just literally nothing. It's so easy. So yeah, it's even better. It's better than you probably thought.
Because here's the hierarchy. The basic thing on the temporary visa, that's TVV or 9A or tourist visa.
Yeah.
When you speak about balikbayan, that would be like a privilege being given to a foreigner who are married to a Filipino citizen or have been traveling with their Filipino children upon entry in the Philippines.
Right.
So that's 1 year without fees. And there's actually a question that I bumped into like, hey, JR, do I need to leave or before my balikbayan visa will be expiring because it's valid for a year? You have the option to leave and you have the option to revert back to tourist and extend it for another 2 years.
Right. Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Yeah. But then you'll have to pay. But then again, you might be like, I don't want to fly anywhere.
Yeah.
Then okay, no problem. You'll have that option. Awesome.
You might have to skip your yearly honeymoon for in the next 2 years. Or you can do your
Oh, yeah. By the way, Frank, thank you very much, Frank and John. So anyway, John, you didn't have a message on there, and I'm trying to click everything, but it's doing some weird stuff. So anyway, thanks for the $10 super chat, John. My computer is being a little wonky on it, but I really appreciate it. And, oh, 2, John? Wow, John. Thank you very much, John. And so another one, though. I'm going to Tagaytay later this week.
Oh, wow.
What do you think of Tagaytay?
I have not been there recently, but based on my experience before, it's a very nice place to explore.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, a little bit colder.
Yeah, colder and lush because of the volcano.
Yes.
Everything's so lush. That's the first thing I noticed. I felt like it was in Costa Rica. It was just super duper lush. and pretty modern. They have a lot of foreigners living there, right?
There's a lot of developments also going
Yeah,
on.
you can go golfing there. They have a lot of condos and subdivisions and all that. So anyway, I'm looking forward to go visit there so I can
Nice,
figure
nice.
this out and show everybody, because I want to see. You'll find rarely do I do anything on my channel that isn't because I'm already curious myself. That's really the only reason I film it. It feels like work if I'm just doing it because I want views. I don't want views for that reason. So I'm doing things because I'm genuinely interested, and hopefully you guys are too.
Experience.
Yeah. The SRV Visa Smile is simple and straightforward. This 55 Canadian will handle it all myself. Most important, do your criminal record. Yeah, for a lot of people, you got to realize, this is the Philippines. When you come here, we're just like, yeah, I'm going to do it we get some people to do everything for us. It's not that it's not easy. It's the delays get very frustrating. The waiting, and then, you go all the way through something and they're like, well, where's this number? And you're like, I didn't know I need to get that. So yeah, it's easy, you can go get it. But and then it's like, another delay and another delay, where he can do it so much quicker than all of us that it's like bang, 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 bang. That's all.
Yeah, I would like also to
And he does a lot of complicated stuff.
expound a little bit. The SRB Smile category has been put on hold because this is a category of 35 to 49 years old. So what is actually in place right now is the SRB Classic or SRB Classic with pension, and then SRB Expanded Courtesy. And definitely I would agree with that because it can be done by yourself. But right
Yep.
now it's way of different. Like I saw your videos with the motorcycle stuff.
Yeah. My God.
That's the experience.
It's easy, but
The time being.
yeah, like I didn't feel too good about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's okay, John. You can send all the 10s you want. I'm okay. You could have sold them all in 250s. I'd be very happy. And she said you can't even buy Jolly, but everything is getting expensive. It really does.
You can buy a bucket of chicken though.
Yeah, you could. But in other cases, things are kind of like that. A lot of things are still the same, right? Like rice stays the same, pretty most part, not really that much. But like what you can survive on, like if you go to Caldari's and stuff like that, or even a lot of these restaurants and everything, it's like 99 pesos. 99 pesos to eat. It's been like that for a very long time, you know?
Just find the place where you want to do it. Like personally, I'm a Filipino by birth. Like I have offices in Cebu, Manila, and Dumaguete. I can compare prices. Even when I go to Negros, I go to Iloilo, I had a trip in Iloilo, and I go to Rojas, it's just a matter of, it's these areas, Rojas and Iloilo, is way cheaper than Cebu.
Yeah.
And Cebu is way cheaper than Manila.
Cebu's more cheaper than Manila.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they Manila is just so huge, right?
Yeah, it is,
like
it
people
is.
don't understand. Like Quezon's like 30 million people. Like it's
Yes.
just crazy when you think about it. How many people live in that one? It's like Mexico City type thing, you know? It's just so many people.
Yeah.
But they have great, obviously, a bigger market like that, you can sell everything to them,
Yes,
right? And so
true.
therefore everything is brought in from all over the world there.
Right.
They have many, many ports that can bring in things duty free and all that kind of stuff when it comes to Subic and Bataan, that kind of thing. We're very close. And then Cebu's got great logistics, but without the huge demand that Manila has brought in.
True. I would agree.
Yeah, and so they got the advantage of the big distribution and everything else, but it's a lot easier to transport something from the ship to there than it was from the ship to the middle of Quezon City or Angeles City or something like that. It is just really, really, really crazy down there. I'm sorry. Anyway, where like Iloilo is eventually, they're doing their port and they're going to probably lower their costs of goods eventually because they're in a better position also because it's going to be quick and easy to get stuff in, and they're going to have the demand, the supply, everything, even though there's only 500,000 people in Iloilo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. How much is in Cebu again? 5 million?
Cebu City,
10?
a million po, over a million.
Only?
Yeah. If my memory serves
I was going to say Bacola's 900,000, so...
for the city proper itself. Because if you're gonna take a look
okay.
at like a bigger Cebu, like including Mandaue, Talisay, Lapu-Lapu, it could be more.
Well, I was going to say, basically, when I can't tell if I'm leaving the city or not, I call it the city. Right? We call Toronto. But really, within 10 minutes, or not 10 minutes, sorry, within 1 hour of Toronto, the center of Toronto, is 10 million people.
Oh, wow.
But Toronto is only 4 million.
Wow. Yeah.
right?
Sure.
But we don't. You wouldn't know if you were driving down the road. Oh, I'm in Mississauga. Well, the airport's in Mississauga, right? Oh, well, I'm in Markham, or I'm. There's no difference. Like when you're driving, if you don't look at the signs, you have no clue that you're out of the city. So we just call it Toronto because it works out that way. Anyway, and where are you going again today?
We're heading to Negros now.
Thank you again, Eric. You're going to Negros. Oh, back home too, right?
Yeah, back home.
Back home. But so you travel a lot though. You're not just in one place.
No.
No, because you're in Cebu.
Yeah.
You're in Manila. Where else?
Dumaguete.
Yeah, Dumaguete. Duh. Now, what have you seen different about Dumaguete? Because
You've been to Dumaguete, right?
but many times, and I got to tell you, I'm like, where are all the tourists?
In Dumaguete?
Yeah.
They're not actually in the center. They're going down to...
Yeah, they're all
Lechon.
spreading out,
Yeah,
right?
spreading
Like
out.
I was saying
Bacol.
on my channel, I was saying that the market is matured, right? So it's not the days where you just walk around and you just see stacks of foreigners walking down the sidewalks and down in the park, in the waterfront park and all that. Those days are kind of gone. Now people go there with a purpose, and then they get a house and they go all the way up in the mountains, or they go to
Valencia.
Darwin, or where they go, you know what I mean? And there's no more, it's not tourism, it's go there to live now, right? Because the conveniences are all there because of the long history of Americans.
Correct.
And I was noticing that people, they get off the plane and they just go straight over to the port to go to Siquijor, right? That's it. Thousands of tourists every day just go like this, and they don't even stop in Dumaguete. They
Sure.
just use the airport. That's the only reason they're there.
Have you tried walking from the airport going to the port?
No.
I have tried it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can walk?
Yeah, you can walk.
Yeah, I guess it would be that one road there, right by that beach.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, that's not a beach. But anyway, the Dumaguete Beach, you're right, it's right there. So you just walk down that one road, and
Go left and go to the coastal areas. An hour walk.
so a lot of
It's good.
backpackers probably do it.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Save themselves 35 pesos.
Yeah. I've tried it.
No. Why?
You should try it. Well, walking is an exercise, though.
Fair enough. That's fair. And what do you think of Siquijor? It's growing like crazy, eh?
It is.
Yeah.
Siquijor has something to offer.
Where do you have your most clients?
San Juan.
San Juan?
Yeah.
Where's that?
It's right on the Siquijor. You go all the way down south.
So most of your clients are in Siquijor?
I don't know. But
Oh.
if in Siquijor area we have clients in San Juan.
Oh, okay. But where's your most clients in the whole country?
We have in Cebu.
Cebu is the
Yeah,
biggest?
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me and talk about Cebu quite a bit.
You know what? Cebu is a highly urbanized country, and
Yeah.
then one thing that I really got a little bit upset of or a little bit of disappointed is because of the infrastructure, especially on the transportation sector. That is really the challenge here, because speaking as a licensed broker or real estate broker, one thing of the comprehensive land use plan is not properly mapped out. Because when I actually go to other countries, like Korea is one, Japan is one, Singapore is one, you really have a good transportation moving around the city.
Yeah.
You don't need even a car.
Yeah.
Here, you need to have at least a motorcycle, you need to have at least a car for you to move around, plus the traffic is there. There's no other option. So, but we can only do so much.
Yeah.
So, this is not to discourage everyone, but this is the reality in the Philippines. You just need to embrace that, because that's the reason why you're here. Like you're showing Rojas. That's the reason why I actually dropped by here, because you showed about Rojas. I saw you like doing the
Well, and-
motorbike.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
And the beach is like, unfortunately, the tide's in right now, but there are tons of people here. Tons. Not in the restaurant, unfortunately, because it's Sunday.
Yeah, like,
Sunday is local day, so.
when you have that a video like a few days ago or a week ago, like when you're riding a motorbike and you see like, hey, there's actually a bunch of sellers going here normally at night, and when I actually like be with my wife, like, hey, this is not the road that I saw in the video.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because did you go there?
We go the other way around. We don't go to the main road. So
Oh, that's why.
Waze gives us another route. Hey, this is not the road going there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
because
kinda
we're
cool.
really close to the airport here.
It's really cool. Like, you just need to explore it here. I know you have a purpose of going here. Just have fun.
I just want to live on the beach, man.
Yeah.
And I get that opportunity where it doesn't matter if I lived in Cebu. There is no other opportunity to live in a city on the beach
Yeah.
cheap,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That I
would
still
agree.
have an SM mall. I have an airport 2 kilometers away.
You have Robinsons.
I have everything, and I can go so quickly to like Kalibo. I can go to Boracay. I can go to Iloilo. Tell me another part of this country. I haven't found it.
True.
I ended up here because this is the only place I could find, right? I have a big beach property in the house there. That's 20,000 pesos a month. Like
That's why I understand now.
I
When
got the
actually
beach
like, moved
bar. Yeah.
Way back-
When are you coming? Eh? When are you gonna move in?
here. Soon.
Probably, we don't even have an immigration here, so you probably shouldn't move here because you're literally making money from doing this. So.
I think here immigration office is in Kalibo.
Yeah, I think
Nearest.
we're gonna get it moved here
Oh wow.
because they're not even a city.
Yeah.
We're a city, and I'm bringing a lot of foreigners here.
That's good.
Right? So I'm going to have to put some pressure to get a satellite office here because I go to Kalibo and I feel bad for them. Maybe one person in there, but usually nobody. I'm the only person.
Yeah.
And they might see 4 people in a day. So we could get them 4 people in a day eventually. You never know.
Good to see you.
I'm not looking to close them down, but maybe we'll get another satellite one here. That'd be nice.
You're living your life here.
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Especially when we had our first interview in Bacolod and you're still based in Iloilo. I totally understand now.
Yeah. Yeah, I still like Iloilo better than Bacolod. Bacolod seems dysfunctional to me.
My wife is looking at you now because she's from Negros.
I know she loves it. I know, but it just feels like it feels separate, you know? Where like as much as they try to in Iloilo to make sure you can't go from Festiwalk to SM because they're two competing companies, that kind of thing, but you can still kind of do it. It still feels Iloilo still feels like one, connected. Where Bacolod to me felt so disconnected. Like Mega World or Festival, it's not very nice. It's comparative. They're not as successful, right, in Bacolod as they are in Iloilo, Mega World. But their Mega World one, it just feels like it's in the middle of nowhere, right? You gotta kind of go way out of everything just to get it. And then you go to Rockwell.
Yeah, Rockwell.
Yeah, that place is crazy, but it's way up there, right? And then the SM took over like the the port, right?
Yeah.
And then the capital is like Ayala. It's private. It's a private city soon. I'm sorry, but that's what's happening. But they seem so separated and dysfunctional, and not like there should be a city planner that is trying to make the thing feel walkable, or like you said, proper would be lovely to have proper transit or something. But it should feel like it's a whole, where everything's integrated in some way or another. And Iloilo feels integrated.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a big deal. Like I don't like the traffic. Don't get me wrong. And the thing about leaving when I lived in Mississauga was in Toronto, Mississauga. Everywhere there's a river, it doesn't matter how many lanes of a highway, there will be traffic. It gets clogged up. Some people just are weird when they drive over bridges. Well, Iloilo is rivers, and there's literally bridges.
Yeah,
and so when you're trying to go over to Molo, when you're trying to go over to the downtown, when you're trying, every single bridge is traffic, and it doesn't. Like I said, I know because we have the 401 in Canada, and we will have 8 lanes on each side, or up to 10 lanes on each side on our highways, flying, and then all of a sudden, we're coming to the bridge. It's the same amount of lanes on the bridge, but it doesn't matter. People just drive differently. So anyway, Iloilo has that one situation.
One thing that I love Iloilo is how they build the Iloilo Business District.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the old Iloilo and the modern Iloilo just by a separation of a river. You cross the bridge and you're in a future Iloilo. I love that.
But the downtown is now getting towers. There's a lot of new construction, right?
Yes.
And so I don't think they're not sitting on their laurels, that's for sure. And so I think that given time, they're going to have a revitalization of their downtown.
Exactly.
And so all those people who are like, oh, get me out of this downtown, they're all going to want to go live in that downtown. One more quick question from Reg here about Balikbayan. Do you get that at the airport when you enter or at a visa office?
You will get that in the airport.
Yeah.
Upon your entry, and the immigration officer will be giving that to you.
Yeah. So it's just like when you go up to give them your passport, you're going to say we're married. She's Filipino. She's going to have a Philippines passport, so that's going to be obvious. And they may ask for your marriage certificate. They almost never do. They usually just take your word for it, believe it or not. And then they just go doom doom. Thank you very much, and you're done.
Yeah, true.
So it doesn't even feel like a visa. It just feels like you walked into your own home country.
That's good.
Now, it doesn't always work that way. Sometimes they're like, no, prove it and all that stuff. Okay, but hey, Jim, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Thank you.
Nice. This is my first time to be in live. Bro.
I know you're doing great. You're doing
Thank
great.
you.
Bring it on, buddy. Bring it on. And we got another one here. Michael Onstad. I have negotiated a special discount for SRRV holders trying to reach out to AJR. So, do you know who Michael is?
Yeah, Michael. Michael is actually doing the Pacific Cross thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's one of the most popular.
Yeah. He is very popular.
Well, he's very popular because he is a Canadian, but that was a broker in Canada, and he also is the only broker, right, that employs for himself a registered nurse to handle all of your stuff. So when you go into a hospital, they're registered. They're contacted. Their registered nurse deals with the hospital directly about your care.
Ah, nice. Very nice.
Right? Nobody
Mike,
else
we
can
should
give
get
you
in
that.
touch soon.
So yeah, make sure you guys get in touch for sure. Michael's link is always in all of my videos. Maybe not on lives, but on my normal videos, his link is always there. Often people write him thinking it's me because we're both named Michael.
Ah, yeah.
And I put that link there and I'm like, damn, how do I, can I give you a nickname, Michael? That'd be good. Just so that people don't mix it up. All right, we got to that. Thank you, Michael. So yeah, he's happy to work something out with that.
Yeah. And Bacolod is more expensive than
Where do you see that?
Iloilo.
Oh yeah, it is.
I would agree. I would agree.
Listen, Rockwell, when I went up there, and I was this is pre-construction,
Uh-huh.
so 2-3 years ago,
How much per square meter?
45,000 per square meter for their subdivision.
Oh, wow.
Pre-sale.
Mm.
And guess what? They sold out.
How much?
Their subdivision there, it's sold out.
Oh, wow.
All the lots are sold.
I think that's more on the Rockwell side going to the airport.
Yeah, it's so you know where all the towers are? They had one subdivision only in the pre-sale.
Yeah.
So at the time they limited it on purpose. Of course there's going to be more. Of course they were going to open up more. You guys should have figured that out.
Supply and demand.
Yeah, definitely supply and demand. Hey, there we go. Yay, Mississauga is awesome because I live there. There you go. That's where I came from. I lived in right at Square One. There you go. Lease it for 200 years. Longevity science is moving quickly now. It is.
It's
It's
25
crazy.
years.
But yeah, no, they did just recently change the laws that allow foreigners to lease up to 99 years, but you have to employ a certain amount of people to maintain that, to do the leasing of land. So it's for like a business or whatever. But you can still do a 50-year and then do have a renewal on it. But I don't think people understand that for the most part, when you lease property, you're not paying monthly.
You're paying up front.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just buying it from them essentially, but their grandchildren are going to get it back from you one day. And it's an advantage to them. So say they want to sell their land for $1,000,000 pesos. So you go to them and you say, listen, a 25-year lease, chances are they're going to want at least 800,000.
Yeah,
So,
one time.
Yeah, 80%. You pay them 80% of it up front. They're like, okay, for the next 25 years, and you'll have the exclusive use. It'll be right on the title.
Yes.
And you'll have exclusive use of it for that 25 years, and then their children will take it over, right? And for that, they got 80% of the sale, but they're going to get 100% of it back, and whatever you leave on it,
Yeah.
it's only what you leave on it. You can take anything you want off of it, by the way, it's your land, but whatever is left at the end of 25 years belongs to them.
Yeah.
Then, if you want 50 years, you're going to be paying 100%. You're going to be at least very close anyway, depending on supply and demand. If it's in the middle of nowhere, you can negotiate lower. But chances are, if he wants $1,000,000 pesos, you're going to have to give him the $1,000,000 pesos. And then you can have your 50-year lease on that land and build whatever the hell you want. And think about it, we're talking all the way down to his grandchildren that are going to take it back over. Nobody's moving here at the age of 10 and buying land. So chances are you're not going to be alive anymore. Your wife can still use it afterwards because you want transfer rights. That's important. And you want also, you want to be able to transfer it. You want to be able to build whatever you want on it. And you want exclusive use, so they can't just like show up anytime they want. And then you, obviously, if you can get a renewal, go for a renewal too, right? Where
And
you have an
also,
option.
I have 2 points to actually include to that. Take a look at the provisions of what will be the next steps moving forward if the lessor had passed away, because that would actually connote into passing it to the legal surviving heirs.
Right. Yes.
That's very important.
Yeah.
And also identifying on the provisions of the contract, the lease contract especially, what will be the rate of increase after when you renew the contract.
For the renewal, yeah, because
Yes.
if it's at market price, you're screwed because
Yeah.
in 50 years that's going to be 400 times that price,
Yes.
right?
And you're fully invested on the improvements, you're actually building houses,
Yeah.
infrastructure, so you don't want to lose that.
Yeah, and the reason is you can't do a 100-year. Right? You can do the 99-year now that the Senate just was finally, or it got final reading approved. So the 99, but it does, that's for, you want to start a business,
Sure.
right? Who's going to open a factory somewhere if they can't own the land? So they made this new thing for them. I just wanted to point out here, Isabella, it has nothing to do with your visa if you're driving. Your foreign license is only good 30 days or 90 days from the date stamp in your passport. That's it. You must get a Philippines driver's license within 3 months here, but it's so easy. It's time, waiting, and money. That's it. It's take your US or wherever you're from, your US license with you. You go there, you pay the fees, they check your eyes and a few other things. Believe it or not, they don't really check that much, but they check. And you pay the fee and they give you an equal Philippines driver's license to your other one.
Yeah.
It's really not that hard. You don't have to take in road tests and all that other stuff. It's really simple. So, and then you have Philippines ID. So there's nothing wrong with having Philippines ID, right? Hey, Eric. This is Eric. Thank you very much. By far, the best info for the Philippines. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, and thank you for the super chat.
That's how Michael's doing. He's really giving the real-time information.
Yeah.
And we're discussing things here that would actually affect your living here in the Philippines, especially on those like the leasehold.
Yeah.
Talking about real estate, we're comparing
Yeah,
for
because some
houses.
people, and I wouldn't want to buy with a corporation. I don't want to do all that either. If I am talking about I'm going to go buy land, I guarantee you I'm going to work out a lease. It gets to stay in my name, number one, and I have a good lawyer. So if I have a good lawyer, I'm good. Why do you think I have everything in here and a trust and everything? I have a good lawyer.
That's good.
Super important. Everything else, like people are like, oh, I should get a real estate. I'm like, oh, please. I know you're a broker, okay?
Yeah.
This guy's really good. He works really hard. But if I need land in whatever, some part in Palawan, how are you going to help me?
We can actually do a consultation for now because
I
I'm
know.
also taking.
But how do you find all the properties?
I'm still actually confined right now with specific areas in the Philippines. But
know.
what I recently do right now is when I do consultations, I make assessments.
Yeah.
And they can actually use me as their second opinion on things. Because
Sure.
like, okay.
Oh, no, I agree. You have
Yeah.
good value.
Yeah.
But this country is missing MLS. Multiple listing services. It desperately needed.
Yeah.
So you can be useful in the highest regard, okay? The most useful. Because I'm going to just say a couple agents here. That agent might have 10 properties that he knows of. Plus he's paid extra on those properties. Come on, we all work on incentives. So you want to find a place here. More likely than not, and again, I don't want to offend you, okay?
No worries.
Is they're trying to put your square peg in a round hole. They have to try to fit you in those 8 or 10 that, not because it's supply and demand. They don't have the supply because they don't know. If we just had, everybody had to register your property on MLS, or at least you're more beneficial if you do, then an agent can help you. They can go in the database, they can search it, and they can present you with this and narrow it down, and here's the actual property you're looking for.
Yeah.
How many bedrooms? How close is it to this? Schools? These kind of.
budget.
That's why we have MLS, right? Now it doesn't have to be MLS. It could be Zillow and all these other ones. It doesn't matter. But this country desperately needs it. I'm hoping you're going to be the man. Eh?
Help me with that.
AI, man. AI will rate you the friggin' app. But yeah, it's because you would also have to work it, and
Yeah.
that's the hard part. I've talked to people and they're like, oh, I can create the app, and then it's like, yeah, but now we got to convince everybody in the Philippines to start registering.
You know
And it
what?
would take a huge amount of
The
effort.
listing can be done, but the challenges here, the way I see it, especially this is where I'm going to, the documentation part of the real estate of how organized the paperwork is, that's the big challenge.
Yeah.
Because it will take you a lot of verifications, legwork, like just a short story. Been to Iloilo because a client of ours tell me, okay, hey JR, I've been talking to this agent and I want you to verify the agent if it's not a scammer or not, and if the paperwork are in order.
Yep.
And it's only to figure out like, hey, there are still documents that he wanted. So even if these agents are pushing like, hey, put up your reservation now because there will be a price increase and so on and so forth. Again, we just need to go back to the paperwork because it will be a potential problem for you.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I'm in Iloilo. And okay, wait, make a side trip to Mike.
Yeah. So I'm sure you can explain to everybody. Might as well go into this. He is a licensed broker as well. Okay, so what are the pitfalls? So, like, for example, he's not wrong. He is very important. And having good ones are very important. So say you find somebody, you find the property because you're wandering around or whatever, going by, and you really want to buy it. The percentage of people getting scammed or getting into a situation where it's going to take them 10 years to get a title, they're going to have to spend a ton of money in court and all that stuff, it's really high in this country. I'm going to be very clear.
Yeah.
So, the advantage of this gentleman is you found your great property or whatever, then you can go negotiate and say, listen, I already found the place, but I want to involve you now.
I'll be on your side.
Exactly. Because he already know all the pitfalls, everything that you're going to lay, and you know, like if I were him, or I'm not him, if I were somebody doing this and I was going to negotiate with him, I would tell him, yeah, you're going to I'll pay you a percentage of the sale or whatever, right? Like a normal agent. But I'll pay you a fee even if we have to walk away from it. Because you want the incentive is, if he finds something, he's not going to, but he's not going to bury this problem to make the thing go through so he makes his money.
Yeah.
People work on incentive. So even if I will make sure you get taken care of, I just want you to find all the problems with this. And if we shouldn't go ahead, then let's not go ahead, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because there's
We walk away.
a multitude of things that can happen. And sometimes it's crazy. It could be like, well, my father, when I was 12, so the father's selling the property. When I was 12, promised me that land when I turned 18, right? And now daddy went and sold the land to you, and now he's making a claim on your property.
True.
And your title won't get sent to you.
Yeah.
You won't get your title
Yeah.
because it's going to get stuck in court because he's like, daddy promised it to me. How crazy is that, right? So it's like knowing the family dynamic of the people selling it. Like there's so much to go on
There's
here.
a lot of things that you need to look for. Like there's one that just walk away after our consultation, like, hey JR, I've been into this situation right now. We are negotiating with the seller, and I told him, okay, what to ask for? Ask this. I saw already red flags, and when he asked the seller, he cannot provide it. Instead of asking for the title, if they cannot provide the title, they have not provided the title, but they actually provided the sales contract. And nope, big red flag, walk away. And he did.
Yep.
And I think that's what you mentioned, like, there's a lot of pitfalls right now, and I'm so sorry to say, but maybe I'm the bad guy, but I'm just protecting your interest.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna say like a lot of red flags, that is my findings, and it's your call.
Yeah. No, that's really good. All right, so thanks for all the great information and content. I came in late. We're talking about visas, business turnover. Can you not own any kind of business in the Philippines? Oh, there's plenty you can't own. If you have a lot of money, you can pretty much own anything. But there are limitations on this ownership thing, okay? So for a retail business we were talking about, if you want to own a retail type business, and you want it 100% in your name, or pretty much any percent of your name, you need to spend 25 million pesos, 430,000 US dollars. If you want to buy a resort, something, and just put it in your name, that's all you would have to do. Is you'd have to make sure you put in that amount of money right from the get-go too, not over 5 years and say, okay, now make it mine. Oh, somebody just gifted a whole bunch. 10. Thank you, Frank. Frank just gifted a bunch of gift memberships. Thank you, Frank. So that's how Starbucks, McDonald's, all these people can come in here and not worry, right? Like if they want to make them all corporate stores, that's fine. They're going to spend that amount of money. And I believe if it's multiple locations, it's even lower than that, but the total must be 25 million. But if you can show that we're opening 4 branches equals to 25 million.
Sure.
So that, you know, Philippines is very friendly on hiring people and investing. So if you went to them and say, I would like to open up a factory here, guaranteed you were not going to have, nobody's going to give you a hard time. They're all going to work with you, okay? Everybody, your governor, everybody's going to be like, oh, come on in and we're going to make this as smooth as possible, and they really will. But if you're making an export business, so say for example you want to come over here and start buying up all the coconuts really cheap from the locals, and then you're pressing them and you're making your own massage oil that you're going to sell to spas in America, you can own 100% of that business. It's an export business. And all you have to do is show that your sales are at least 60% out of the country. That's it. And you can own 100% of that business. And there's manufacturing businesses where they don't even need that. Like you can go to those free trade zones or free, what do you guys call them? Bataan and all that?
Economic zones.
Yeah, economic zones. So each one's different. Like we have one here in Rojas City, but it is for cybersecurity. Cybersecurity and something else, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Iloilo has got the same thing with the call centers, I think.
Cebu has one, the
yeah.
manufacturing.
So they put these different ones, and Batan's huge for
Yeah.
manufacturing,
Yeah.
right? Like factories from all over the world are
Yeah.
there. And so that is where you can own 100% of these businesses too. There's certain restrictions, again, how much money you put in, that kind of thing. But they want people to manufacture, 100%. They'll take manufacturing jobs, and they will, even if the guideline says no, because you don't meet that, trust me, go to the governor, ask for a meeting, say, I want to open a factory in your area. You'll have the meeting. Next thing you know, they will make it happen. I guarantee you they'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Jobs, right?
Like in Bataan, I heard that there was a manufacturing plant for Coach there,
Yeah.
the brand. So,
Yeah, and lots
cool.
of food companies,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to think what was the other one. Oh, you guys make now. I saw there's a new motorcycle company, Filipino owned,
Oh, wow.
and they're manufacturing motorcycles.
Oh, in Laguna?
I don't know where.
There's actually a big manufacturing plant in Laguna as well.
Yeah,
I
well,
heard.
yeah, the factories. So below where I'm going to go to Tagaytay, by the way. If you guys have anything, contact me. I'm going to Tagaytay later this week for a whole week.
Wow.
Anyway, so
You're driving?
No, we're going to take the ferry to Batangas.
Oh, wow.
Flights are a fortune right now. So we're going to take the ferry to Batangas, and then we have a rental car waiting for us.
Oh, wow.
So we'll have a rental car for that whole time. But yeah, so that Cavite and all that up to Manila, factories like you can't even imagine,
Oh, wow.
right?
True.
Yeah, the whole highway, you can see them on both sides all the way up.
That's
So
an adventure.
there are lots of businesses you can own. Now, visa for business though is entirely different, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the restrictions? What is the requirements to get a work, not a work visa, but the investor visa? It's 75,000, right?
Yeah. Investor's visa right now comes in two different types. The investor's visa, the SIRV, which is under the Board of Investments, that's 75,000 US dollars. There's also a new one which is connected to Bataan Freeport, that's FIV. That's also 75,000 US dollars.
And it comes with extra things, the FIV, right?
Yeah.
Like extra bonuses and perks.
Yeah.
Do you know any of them?
but you
like
know
multiple entry. And
Multiple
all.
entries there.
Yeah.
And one thing that we have verified, because once that FIB thing came up and there's information circulating in social media, I
Wow.
personally went to Bataan and talked to the in charge.
Oh yeah.
And they mentioned that there was actually a portion there that's a gateway to citizenship. Right now, there is no citizenship has been offered relating to that investor's visa.
Oh, there is a. What was it? You're right. I saw that. But so no. But permanent residency, yes.
Yes. Correct.
And so there is no actual way, and we should probably bring this up because people still believe it. If they marry a Filipino, that they can apply to get citizenship. A dual citizenship, sorry. You don't get dual citizenship.
No, you don't get.
No, there is no, you can renounce after 10 years of living here, you can renounce your current American whatever and become a Filipino citizen, apply to become one. But nobody's going to do that.
With special qualifications. Because citizenship will go through Congress.
Right.
It needs to be passed as a bill, and all the congressmen, representatives all over the country will take a look at your credentials.
Yep.
If you can speak the local language,
Yeah,
or other
exactly.
qualifications.
Yeah, it's extremely, put it this way, like, well, they gave dual to Kulas.
Kulas, yes.
Right. But that was a special law
Yeah.
that literally took 2 years, I think, right? It took the Senate, it took everybody to approve that thing. So it was, it's a rare one-off. When people say, oh, but that person, I'm like, come on. He speaks 5 languages and promoted the country for 10 years. He's special circumstance. And there are asylum seekers that become citizens, right? Like the Hungary Syrian one, whatever. He was an asylum seeker.
No, that's not so many.
But there is
Very
dual
few.
from those.
Oh, wow.
Right?
What I know is actually Kulas.
Only Kulas.
Yeah.
But what about asylum seekers that come to this country?
Not so familiar with it.
No.
Yeah.
But there must be some.
Yeah, probably.
Interesting. Anyway, so no, you marrying your wife and all that stuff, Filipino wife or whatever, you're never going to get dual. I'm sorry, you're never going to get dual. It's just not going to happen.
I mean, if you're gonna marry to a Filipino, your permanent residency
Yeah.
here, knowing that you're staying legally in the country, I think that would give you a peace of mind.
Yeah, that's what you're going to get. But you're not going to get a passport.
Because don't get me wrong, but what will it give you if you have the Philippine citizenship?
Well, I guess,
Buying land, probably.
yeah, buying land.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing.
That's
And business. You can have retail businesses, that kind of thing, without any minimum investment.
But if you
that
can
kind of
work around with it, then I don't think if you're coming to the Philippines to relocate and you're already at your 50s, I think you're not really that. I don't know what's your plan, but just stay here.
Yeah. So this is an interesting one because a lot of people who want to open up a business here, like an international business, it has been suggested that you actually, say you want to open up one here, is you set up the business in Singapore and then you open an office of that business. So the corporation is here. And that is because when it comes to like enforcing laws on your business partners and shareholders, that kind of thing, it is more strictly followed in Singapore. You ever heard that?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Okay. So yes, if you own a business in another country, you can open up, of course, yes.
Yeah, you can open a branch office here.
So many, like especially all the people that are hiring nurses from this country, there are big companies in Germany, Australia, all that. They just open up offices in all these different cities.
Yeah.
And then they bring them all in. Oh, she's back from the gym. You feeling?
It looks right now.
You have to come over here so they can see, though. Anyway, so yes, that's a good idea. Actually, it's smart because if you have shareholders and partners and stuff like that,
I'm sorry.
you want to follow maybe another country's laws when it comes to enforcing them.
Can give
I'm
way.
gonna stand here.
You're gonna stand there,
I'm so
show off. You have a new outfit too, by the way. Huh? Look at that. How long you been to the gym? A few hours, eh?
Yeah, almost 1 hour.
Only 1 hour?
Almost 1 hour.
More than that. You left before me. It's almost 12. Yeah, look at you. High five. High five.
I met our friend there, Real One and Harry.
Who?
Real One and Harry.
Real One and Harry. Who's Real One? Mark?
I was on Martin.
Oh, thank you. I think they're Real One. Mo. I call him Mo, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Real One. Yeah, so yes, the guy who had the Harley. All right, anyway, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do, but let's go to this other one here, another question Jeremy had. Can you form a corporation to buy land, make a legal agreement with the 60% Philippine side that any sale must be approved by you and all proceeds go to you, accept the agreed upon amount? Are you ready for this? Do you want me to answer this?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I'm gonna support you.
When you're forming a corporation, you're going to do common shares, right? So you do 60-40. You can have whatever number of Filipinos own that 60%. It's up to you. It could be your wife. It could be lawyers. It could be whatever you want. The lawyers are going to want a set fee to do this and all that. And that's the ownership. When you form a corporation, no matter where in Canada, the United States, or whatever, afterwards, then you do a shareholder agreement.
Sure.
And that shareholder agreement can include preferred shares. And so your preferred shares determine all of the corporate rules and everything of the corporation, right? How many must attend for this or that, and who's going to do the work, and who's going to be the treasurer, all that stuff. Everything's always laid out in there. And so your preferred shares can be how do you think Mark Zuckerberg controls Facebook? Not by owning the majority. He owns preferred shares that have a super voting shares. And then also disbursements. A lot of times those preferred shares have maybe the only disbursements, right? When you buy shares in a company, the dividends only go to preferred shares.
Sure.
But none of the common shares have no dividends. Same things, disbursements and all that kind of stuff is in your preferred share status. There is also many people that will do side ones. So if you, one business is much easier to run as a sole proprietor, for example, because it's a smaller business. Corporations have their downfalls. You have to have all the corporate meetings. You have to maintain all the minutes. You have to do all kinds of filings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are like, no, I don't want to do that. It's a pain in the butt. We're not even going to see each other for years at a time or in between it or whatever. And so what they'll do is you do a single, you have, I say single, but it's going to be very big, but you have a partnership agreement where everything is laid out and everything. And this is a legal binding document. And it says that this one person is going to register that business as a sole proprietor. There's an understanding they're going to have to pay taxes as a sole proprietor, but the company is still, in all intents and purposes, divided by these shareholders by this amount. So it's, because legal agreements are still legal agreements. In the courts here, there is no juries here. It's all judges. So it's plain law. You have a legal agreement, judge is going to look at it. There is no splitting hairs of it. You had this agreement, it's all signed here, everybody had lawyers, and it's all done here. It's cut and dry, that's the way it is. There's no bring it in front of a jury and they feel for you and pull it. No, none of that's going to happen here. It's just a judge, that's it. So there are different ways around it, and it's complicated, but yes.
Michael is here.
The answer is yes, you can do that. It's just complicated. Do the lease is what I would suggest, because people say, well, just buy a condo. The condo, you own the condo for as long as the condo is still considered a safe, habitable building.
True.
So how many buildings from 1950 that are residential still considered habitable? And the problem with condos is they're being put in top places, locations, that kind of thing, that have a huge amount of value. So one day, they might tear that down and build another one. Yes, as you are one of the shareholders of that thing, they're going to say that you get a discount on your future one, but you literally have to buy another condo in the new condo at a discounted price, but that's all. You only own air. Right? That's why you're allowed to do it so easily, because you don't actually physically own the land. And 60% of all condominiums must be Filipino owned, right?
Come again?
In a condominium, 60% of it must be owned by Filipino citizens, right?
Yeah, correct, yes.
Right. So only 40% of the units are sold to foreigners.
Yes.
So it's still following the same 60-40.
Yeah, 60-40
right?
rule.
It's still following it on everything. The legal system is from Spain, and then U.S. came in and mixed it up a bit, but yeah, it's a Spanish system,
Halo-halo
right?
system.
Mix,
I love
mix.
the term halo-halo.
That's awesome.
We need that during summer. That's the dessert.
Philippines, you can do anything here. We think we're free in Canada or United States, but you're not really free. You have so much regulations, red tape. Believe it or not, people call it red tape here, but it's not really red tape. When your neighbor can complain that your grass got this much longer, and then you literally have fines coming in from the city like crazy, and they can take your home.
Oh, wow.
That happens in the United States, Canada, that kind of thing. Where your fence is 6 feet 1 inch, and the bylaw says you're only allowed 6 feet, and your neighbor's complaining, and they call the police on you. These are real things. Not in the Philippines. Not so much you can do here in the Philippines. You are free. So imagine what you could do if you had fabulous wealth. Imagine, like just getting permits for you want to fly your helicopter, your private jet, and all. It'll be a lot easier here, I promise you. Yeah. And plus, if you're fabulous and wealthy, everybody's going to want to know you, including every politician, everything. You'll be very famous here, and What is the process for a native-born Filipino who is now a U.S. citizen to get their Filipino citizenship back, dual citizen?
Native-born, who is now a U.S. citizen, Filipino citizenship. As long as upon birth, one of the parents are still Filipino.
Oh no, native-born.
Native-born.
Yeah, born in the Philippines, and then they became a U.S. citizen.
Okay. He can actually do a reacquisition of the citizenship. That's what we call forming part also of dual citizenship. So he can actually apply it in the Philippine consulate in the U.S. or apply it here. It depends which situation would be convenient for you.
It's not hard though.
It's not hard.
Like I said, it was time, right? If you do it in your home country, it might be fast.
Yes. Proof of you being a Filipino citizen, your birth certificate, indicating your parents, and also the birth certificate of your parents, because it will be do the check and balance.
Yeah.
Philippine passports, naturalization certificate, those are the basic documents. What are the challenges up front, especially for those parents who were born in 1940, 50s, wherein the recording system, the Philippines still not that systemized?
There's people that weren't in PSA that were born in the
Yes.
70s even.
So those are the common problems that we bumped into, in which we would like to have it checked prior to lodging the application.
Right. Yeah, because a
that's
lot of times
doable.
you may have to file your birth certificate with the PSA.
Yes.
Because you were burned, and that could take a long time.
Yeah.
Unless you know the right people. And then it can happen a lot faster. What size of farm you need to make it an official business? So in a business, how many people have to be employed?
Actually, there's no standard yet.
There's no standard, okay. Now, agricultural though.
Agricultural is different then.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's basically differs on what kind of industry, what kind of business are you doing. Because if you will be required to have 20 and your business would only require 5, I think it wouldn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
But if you actually wanted to hire a foreigner on that, I have bumped into this ratio before, this 5 Filipinos is to 1 before.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if it's been updated now from the Labor Department. But if you're gonna employ, on the business perspective, if you wanted to run a business, there's no such thing as standard requirement for each business. It depends on your requirement from the business point of view.
Yep. Yeah, and I think this one was answered also, Isabella. Do they need dual citizenship? They're now living in the Philippines. Yeah, you'll want to get your citizenship back. Yeah, you want that dual. Of course you're going to want that dual. Because then you can buy land and all, start corporations and all that stuff.
I will expound this a little bit. It depends on your plan.
Well, she's become an American citizen, right? But now living in the Philippines, right? So I would get back because you have the advantage of not needing visas.
Yes, one.
Right. So clearly you want that back, so you're just free to like be here.
And also, in additional with that, if you wanted to acquire properties with no limitations,
Yep.
that could be the second reason.
Yeah, and businesses and everything else, and be treated like.
Because I bumped into that, becoming a naturalized American citizen, and I had a consultation with this guy, and he told me, I don't want to get the reacquire the Filipino citizenship because I don't want the U.S. government to see me that I have another citizenship other than the U.S. because it might affect my benefits from the U.S.
Oh, okay.
So it's case-to-case basis, depending on the plan.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because he does not have an intention to really buy land, because a former Filipino can still buy land with restrictions on how big.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is.
1,000 and 5,000 square meters.
Yeah. Okay, so you better tell people that. What, 1,000 and 5,000?
Yeah, 1,000 square meters in
Agriculture
in
or residential?
city areas, and then outside of that would be 5,000.
Okay, so yeah.
Roughly.
So, yeah, because people have brought it up before, and I had to look it up. I was like, what are you talking about? There's no restrictions on how much land. Oh, so if you don't get your dual,
Yes.
then you can still buy land, but you have a certain size limit
Yeah.
of land you can buy.
Bec-
That's where that, yeah.
Because the
I remember
Philippine
looking that up.
government still recognize you that you are formerly a Filipino citizen.
Right, you're still born here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's a privilege.
and you have the right to citizenship. All you have to do is apply.
Yes.
Because you were born here, you always have the right to get it back.
Yeah. Reacquired it and
Yeah.
do your oath of allegiance, and then that is where you have your IC. That's identification certificate. And mind you, there are instances right now that they have been naturalized in other countries, like while their Philippine passports are still valid, they are not automatically dual citizen. They need to reapply.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just because your passport isn't expired, it doesn't matter. And then, you know, like with my ex that you've met, she no longer, she does not qualify. I heard. So they told her no because her mother became naturalized, then gave birth to her.
Ah, yeah, sure.
And so it doesn't matter, which is crazy when you think about it, though. It really is a technicality. It's still a Filipino, right? So even if she gets her dual, her mother gets her dual, doesn't matter.
Yeah, sure.
You were too late.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So yes, that's another thing that a lot of people may not realize, that unless you're under 18, though.
And under 18 would be a different provision.
Yeah, because I think you have a certain time period where if you're born, you can still get it.
There's still different constitution that actually have a different approach in terms of you being categorized as a citizen.
Right.
So in 19, I'm not really that well versed on that, but it's 1975, 1943, And way back right now, what we're adopting is the 1987 Constitution.
Yeah.
So anything born on that Constitution might vary in terms of their citizenship.
All right, so I'm not going to run this too long because when I run these too long, nobody ever watches them afterwards because they're like, I'm not watching a 4-hour video. So I want to thank you guys for coming here. So again, Catherine, come on over here for a second. Actually, let me thank this guy first, okay? So here's JR. His contact, oh, sorry, I'm pointing over here. His contact is right here, right? That's his Facebook page. So make sure you come contact him. You can ask all your questions. He's great for setting up all your visas and everything. Yes, he's also a broker, especially if you're going to Bacolod and Cebu and these kind of places. He may have the property of your dreams. You never know. But the good thing is he also knows the implications of can you even get this? Can you not get this as a foreigner? All that kind of stuff. So yeah, fantastic guy. Make sure you guys contact him. And I'm always recommending. People send it to me and I'm like, oh yeah, just talk to JR. Just talk to JR. Just talk to JR because honestly, you can get some advice from me, but you should always check with the professionals.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Once again, the video froze. One sec, guys. It must be because she just came into the camera.
Hi. Morning.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good, how are you? We're just trying to get this video working again.
Another vlog.
Yeah, sorry guys, hang in there, hang in there. Gotta get this camera.
I gotta bring my metal detector here one day.
Yeah, a guy brought it last night, a metal detector.
Wow. There's gold here?
Oh, he came already? Oh my god. Who was he?
There we go. We're back, we're back. Okay, it's gonna take 40 seconds for you guys to see that,
the
but...
dogs and the wife in the car.
All right. Well, we're live right now. We're live on the internet right now. Yeah, the video froze, but it's gonna be back. They can hear us.
Okay. I shouldn't have said that.
No. Yeah, about the dog being in the car or the wife?
The wife.
Listen, did you at least turn the air conditioning on for her? All right, so anyway,
Thank you, man.
JR's the man. Make sure you guys write JR. The video is going to come back in 2 seconds, guys. And there we go.
Thank
And yeah, thanks, brother. Appreciate
I'll be looking
everything.
forward to come back here.
Good. You have to come back.
Yeah, good food.
And good food and a great place to vacation.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh, wow, I got a yes, sir.
Mike.
Okay, hop up here. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
We'll see you again, eh?
Thank you.
Look who it is. Look who I brought to the vlog.
Sweaty.
You're also, oh, you are sweaty. Wow. No
I have
shock
a
there.
shirt. I have a shirt there.
You have a shirt?
Yeah.
It's okay. I like your outfit. It's cute. It's cute.
No.
It's kind of showy, you know. You're a little show off there. I'm just kidding.
just
I'm kidding. I'm
today.
teasing her. Anyway, where are we going to go this week? Tell me where we're going. Tell everybody where we're going.
First, we are going to the Pangas.
Yeah, we're
Right.
not staying there, but
Oh,
yeah.
we're not staying there. Oh, we're going to Tagaytay.
Tagaytay,
Yeah,
that's
my
right.
favorite place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why is it your favorite place?
No.
It's just a
Maybe
place you
it's-
want to learn more about, right?
Maybe it's because of the view of Tagaytay.
The view of Taal volcano?
Yes.
Yeah, it's freaking gorgeous.
Because Sky Ranch there is closer to Taal volcano.
Yeah. Oh, the views there are absolutely stunning. That I can tell you.
Yeah.
And so we are going there, but we want from you guys, if you are into Tagaytay, to contact us, okay? If you're not camera shy. Please don't be too camera shy or whatever. Makes it really difficult. But yeah, if you guys have any information, you're like, oh, you have to check out this, that kind of thing, please send it to us. Can't guarantee everything will be fit into the trip, but we will have there a whole week, so we will try. I'm going to get rid of JR on here. You guys can always rewind to find that. And so, yeah, here we go. Oh, I got to watch your mic.
Sorry.
There we go. And so, yeah, we're going to be going there this Friday, Thursday, Friday. Well, Friday by the time we arrive.
Hey,
It's a
we're
20-hour boat.
we're leaving Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. Yeah, we'll be there Wednesday. Oh, my God. We're going in a few days. Oh, my gosh.
We're leaving Tuesday because to go is only
Yeah,
Tuesday.
the to-go ferry. So we're taking the to-go ferry and we're renting a car on the other side. My wife is from Lipa. Yeah, I've been to the farm, the 200,000 a night place there. That was crazy expensive, but so cool. And yeah, so anyway, so yeah, if anybody has it, please just message me, that kind of thing. And where is the little beaver? Where'd she go? She's playing by the. Oh, there she is.
Oh,
Right there.
She's
Yeah.
wet.
She's super wet and playing in the sand right in front of us right now. And yeah, she's looking pretty dirty. But anyway, yeah, so please send it to us on the email, messenger, wherever. Any information you can about it. I really am more interested in like, what's it like to live there? Because I've considered it before and I almost did it, but I never got around to it. And I ended up moving to Baraka instead. There, look at the dogs. Oh, look at the cuties. Hello. Look at that
I
one.
like that one.
She's like the puppies.
I like that one.
The little one's fine. This one's fine.
Wow,
This
look
one
at
here's,
you. You're so adorable. Oh my gosh.
Come to mama.
Come to mama. Look at that. She's taking her over.
Come to
I know you
mama.
guys like dogs. I saw you.
Oh yeah, love
Oh, he's so friendly.
Although we got a lot of hell for Red, you know.
I didn't want any dogs
baby.
when I got here. I just wanted
He's-
to travel and enjoy life.
Yeah.
This one
He's
here,
gonna lick
our
you.
neighbor had a dog. What?
You're so
That-
cute.
Just put
You're
your
so
hand
cute.
down and
How much?
let her sniff it.
How
Yeah.
much?
Our neighbor had a dog and it
Aw,
died. A
they're
couple
not
weeks
for
later, we
sale.
went on vacation, came back, it was already dead.
Oh.
I said, what the hell happened? She goes, oh, it ate blowfish.
Ay, oo ka
feet."
pala.
Oh, blowfish. Oh my gosh.
They don't train the dogs up at all.
We have a little
Yeah, yeah.
beaver here.
Let them run around.
So then
Look
she
at-
got another
Puppy,
dog, this
not
one here.
beaver.
A couple of months later, and the wife goes, Ted, she's got
How
another
old is
dog.
he?
I'm afraid it's going to die like the last one. I'm like,
Almost 3
I
months.
don't want
Oh,
to
same
know
with
about
the.
Yeah.
all of a
our
sudden
Shih
they're coming
Tzu.
to the house with the puppy.
She is
Oh,
part
look, Teddy's
Shih
so
Tzu, part
cute.
Aspen.
Yeah, you can't help but fall in
that's
love, right? She's only like this big.
Yeah.
The first that
Which one is that? This one or this one?
This one here.
This one here.
This one here, my friend Patricia, who I ride with,
Go
he
back to
showed
your
me some
mommy.
pictures of the litter
Go back to your
that him
mommy.
and his the male
Go
and
back
the
to your
female
mommy.
had. Good looking Malinois.
Beautiful.
I'm just curious. I said, how much you asking? He goes, 15,000. I go, oh, wow,
yeah.
that's a lot, eh? But I'm not interested in a dog. I'm okay. I got one already.
Yes.
And he goes, well, for you, 8,000
Wow.
because you're my friend.
Oh, that's nice.
And I'm like, oh, man, I don't know.
What's your name?
Yeah. You're a foreigner on a budget. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, Mall of Asia.
It's been-
Oh.
part of the
Well, how much was
family.
this
Mall
one?
of Asia.
How much was this one?
Oh, free.
What, free?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
That's why I told her.
Only
That's why I asked her how
another
much.
recipe.
Oh, you're trying to buy it. Sorry, guys. By the way, we're live right now, and so we're telling everybody's hearing our conversations. Anyway, guys, so I was going to end this, but I just wanted to make sure that you all know that we are looking to go to Tagaytay. If you have any information about like people that live there, what's the cost of living, what's the best neighborhoods to go, that kind of thing, because I really want to see that. Oh, look at that. I really want to see all of the cool stuff at Tagaytay, about what it's like to live there.
It's nice there, but you're gonna watch.
See, if you give bad service, the dog will eat you.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't want to live there
I don't? Okay.
because of Taal volcano.
Oh, that's
And
that's the reason I didn't. And then nothing happened since.
It's active. It's
It's
one of
Yeah.
the active volcanoes.
But so is Bacolod.
That's a super volcano, though.
Yeah, it's a super
When
volcano.
it goes off, it's
We're all in trouble if it goes
Yeah, I
off.
think so, yeah.
But it's the
nice,
small
but-
ones, yeah.
We're safe here. No volcanoes on this side.
No, yeah, we're actually right at the edge, which allows us to not get, like, we don't really get typhoons because we're facing inward to the country, so other countries are facing, and then also we're at the edge of where the earthquakes are, and then we're at the edge of where like the volcanoes. We're still in the ring of fire, but we're right on the edge, which means like, if you're gonna hide somewhere, it's not a bad place to hide. I know
That's what
people
I was
say
looking
Davao
at
is
when
better, but
That's what I was looking at when I chose this island.
oh, you were looking at what's the
All the
safest.
earthquakes, what's safest, what's here. I was looking at Iloilo and Kalibo and Boracay. And then I saw a picture of a nice beach house
I
in
think
Napas.
he was
Okay.
here
And I
before.
said, oh,
The
how
camera
back
is
there.
Philippine. Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Then the windows were horrible.
And
Doors
you
needed
live
to
in
be
the bow.
replaced.
That sounds
I
like fun
think
to
he
me.
came here,
Work.
but the-
Yeah, well, money, but something to do
Also,
is not
area
bad.
lovely.
Sail from the house in Canada.
All right.
Almost there.
All right, I'm going to end this thing now. Now, Kat, you're super sexy.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Very much.
Every day.
You're super sexy too, don't worry. Anyway, guys, looking forward to watching. Thank you very much. Thank you for all watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're going to see you guys all very, very soon again. I have another video coming out. I just have to finish it. I have to finish recording it because I felt like it still needed more. And hopefully you guys will enjoy that too. We did put out one last night. It's just taking 14 hours of footage and put it into like one of showing how we even began with the Canadian beaver and then all the way to our grand opening day and everything else. And now look at that. We're full of foreigners this morning. Now finally coming in on a Sunday where we usually don't get much business because it's the locals' day. They pack their own food and everything and they enjoy the beach. And we're a little too pricey, I think, for a lot of the people. So we're busier at night, but yeah, right now we're doing okay. I'm very happy. All right.
Bye-bye, guys.
See you later.
See you.
Thank you very much, guys. And appreciate all the super chats, by the way. And thank you, Frank and Fel, by the way, for gifting the 10 memberships. It's really awesome of you. If you want to become a member and you didn't get a gift of it, just click the join button right beside subscribe. If you don't see it, it's because you're on an Apple device and you have to find us on Chrome. Open up a browser, go to youtube.com, log in there, go to our account. It'll be there. Then you can use your normal app as usual. That's it. That's it. So we're going to say goodbye now. Let's see who else is here.
Bye-bye.
Fricks, you're going to say hi and bye?
That's Aubrey.
Oh, Aubrey. Sorry, Aubrey. I always mix up the names. And I don't know where the other girls are. They're wandering around and disappearing.
They're
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Kyla.
Kyla, come say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
There you go.
Like that.
Oh, you're far away there, Kyla. There you go. Say hello.
Hello.
There you go. You have to be near the microphones.
You heard her voice? You heard her voice?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh,
It's like a...
she's got a very quiet voice. And then we have two new part-timer
Part-timers
guys
here.
because we're setting up that beaver on the beach and everything, and the girls, they can't, it's a lot of work for them. So we got two guys now that are, big and strong that can help and do a lot of the harder work that needs to be done here, eh?
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all for being subscribers. Thanks for the members. Thanks for everything else. And we'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
I mean, it's much more than